Today we're going to be taking a look at Google Expeditions. Some of you may be familiar with Google Expeditions and their tours in virtual reality. But we're actually going to be taking a look at Google Expeditions in their augmented reality. So Google Expeditions does offer both. And so it brings your lessons to life. So when you go to the website Google Expeditions, actually you can see kind of what the AR or augmented reality is going to look like. Again, augmented reality is a little different from virtual reality where it's not as static or immersed, but students are given a augmented image that they can explore and see things that generally they wouldn't be able to see. So as you explore the site, it does give you some updates on expeditions and tours because it will be moving to a different location. And so this is one of the disadvantages that I mentioned, being that the app is no longer going to be available to download after June 30th, 2021. And after exploring this, I feel like this is very sad because this is an outstanding application for your students to use in the classroom. And it is very cost efficient as well. So you can scroll through and you get more information on augmented reality itself, as well as some of the VR information. But what we want to look at is what does it offer, the augmented reality expeditions. So if we go here and we click it on, you'll be provided a list of the different AR expeditions. And so you can see it was last updated in 2019. And then you do get a set of the AR markers. So this is something that I had mentioned in my review. So when you click on the AR markers, these are the QR codes that are given to you that you will need. So each AR expedition has about 3 to 7 scenes in it. And you have about 7 markers that you can print. So each scene does not equate to a marker. Your marker is really your small groups. Because again, one of the advantages of using AR versus VR is you can put students in small groups that can share devices. Whereas in virtual reality, each student has to have its own device. And so you can pair students up or have them in fours. Depending on your class size will determine the amount of groups you have. So you can have up to 7 groups depending on your class size. And so you would strategically place these around your classroom. And then you can scroll through and look at the list of AR expeditions that are actually offered. And as you can see, it's a wide variety and range from plant structures, Renaissance, and inventions, history. There's biology, coral reefs. There's expeditions on sharks, the solar system. And again, so this is very interdisciplinary. You can incorporate it in just about any class, even the arts. And as well, how colors work. I would recommend this starting with 3rd grade because most 3rd graders are pretty responsible with devices at that point in time. They've been using them in school. And it provides several augmented reality expeditions that would be beneficial to students that age, as well as all the way through high school. We have architecture, some historical events. So you can see the vast diversity that it does offer. And then as well, you can see how many scenes. It gives you the number of scenes for each AR expedition. And then it gives you a description. As well, there may be some linked lessons that you can go ahead and explore and incorporate into your own. So you're not always reinventing the wheel. So once you've explored the website and the spreadsheet of the AR expeditions that you may be interested in, the only things that you're going to need from there are your own mobile device. So either an iPad or a tablet or a cell phone. That's all you need as the teacher. And again, as long as there are some devices that your students can share, even if they don't have their own individual devices. You will have to download the app, in which we'll walk through that in just a moment. And the students will also have to have the app on their devices. So it would be advantageous if your school offered a set of devices, like a few tablets, maybe 4 or 5 tablets. You could put students in groups of 4 or 5s where they share tablets, and then you space them around the rooms. Or again, they can have their own device. If they have their own device, you may run into the issue of them not having enough storage space to download the app, but the app is completely free. So those are just some things to consider. So we're going to take a look at downloading the Google Expeditions app. So you go to your App Store or Google Play, and then you're going to do a search for Google Expeditions. Again, this app is totally free and it works with iPhone or Android. So once you get to it, you're downloaded, and once it's downloaded, you'll open. So this is the home screen that it's going to take you to, and you want to make sure that you choose AR, augmented reality. And when you choose it, the entire list of different AR expeditions or tours will show up, and you can see the vast diversity in subjects that's offered: dinosaurs, everything dealing with weather, biology, and more. This is very interdisciplinary. It is a very broad range that you can use. Again, I would recommend it for ages in 3rd grade all the way up through high school, as some things are much more advanced. And again, you do have your spreadsheet, the free spreadsheet that gives you details of each of these expeditions, augmented reality expeditions, describes them and how many scenes they are. So you can either just type in the search and find one that you want to use, or you can scroll through and explore yourself. And as you can see, the list goes on and on. So we're going to find one. So we're just going to type in the search. We're going to do some DNA and RNA. So this is more like a high school biology class. Then it gives you the description. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to download the guide itself. And once you've downloaded the guide, then you will open the expedition. And you have this option to kind of explore from the student view first. So again, I have my marker down, and this is going to be the area that this group particularly works at. And so I want to see this expedition from a student point of view. So right about here. And so this is the very first scene, which is of the chromosome. So you can see it's a 360 view, so students can take their devices and actually walk around the image itself and see it from all points and angles. What you're seeing at the bottom of the screen, because I am the teacher, is a description. So I can pull up the description of what we're seeing, and this is actually the DNA strand. You see it moves around and it rotates. So all of these are not static. Some of them actually move. Students can scan up with their device and scan down and see the entire image. I have the description, so the students don't see the description on their device. They'll hear me read out the description. And again, I'm just testing this because I want to see how students see it. And this gives me an idea of about the amount of space and room they need. Did you see I'm having to kind of back up from the table on certain things? And again, you only need one QR code. And you can see this is kind of large. So this goes into the kind of like, I need space. There needs to be space for students to be able to back up and see the entire image. So let's check out a different one. I'm going to type in weather. And it gives you all the choices that kind of have the tag weather in it. Let's go to clouds. We're going to try clouds. And again, you have to download it. So again, it's going to take up some space on your device to download all of these different augmented reality expeditions. And so once some of them do have recent updates where they've changed a bit, so you can do that. And again, I am going to look at this from my student point of view first. And so this is, it looks like a city. And you can see the clouds. So now I'm getting an idea, is this one that I really want to use with my students? Let me go to the different types of clouds and see what pops up. So again, students can walk up on it, but the view of the clouds aren't really quite what I'm looking for my students to be able to see and view. So at least now I have this expectation of what each AR expedition is like and whether it's going to be useful in my classroom. But a wonderful tool, a wonderful experience for your students. It's eye-opening. It will definitely catch their attention and keep them engaged. And they'll be able to see some things that they probably would have never been able to see before.